Okay, fellas, well, here we are, our first Grand Prix. Now, we don't want to get too carried away. We're probably not going to win this one. You know, you never know, but it's doubtful. But, let's just put in a good performance. Try not to get lapped by the entire field. And, surely we can beat Logan Sargent. Come on. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. We have our first race today at the Bahrain Grand Prix and a little bit has happened. What I've done from when we left off last time is I've sort of played through to get to the first race weekend. So I'll just quickly take you through what we've done. Now on the car front, we are developing, I think I showed you this, we're basically just trying to take all the weight out of the car that we've seen previously is just... it just kills you. So we're taking weight out of the car on all of these parts, and hopefully that will make us quicker, even if it's not, a huge difference in any other sort of aspect of the aerodynamics or whatnot. You'll notice I did manage to go and change to white, so that's very good. Drivers, they're unhappy with the car, I think, is the main thing. But the one thing I did want to show you here is our affiliates. I did end up, or did I not? I've offered affiliates out. Haven't signed them yet. So the two that we're going to try and get are Christian Mansell and Joshua Dirksen in Formula 2. Two guys in real life that, Mansell I like because he's Australian, but Dirksen's really impressed me in F2. So we've gone and offered them affiliate deals. So hopefully they will climb on board with us. The staff, we've already seen that. That is all as it was. Scouting, I probably should have scouted the drivers before I went and offered them contracts, but I didn't, so here we are. Now, facilities. We have spent some money on facilities. We knew we were upgrading the factory so that we can get some more, the projects going through. We are building a team hub. Now, the reason I'm doing these things is because it adds team attractiveness, but also it improves the mentality and the weekly development as well. So it'll make our staff happier and better for having it. It was 800 grand to do that, so it made a little bit of sense. The race simulator, we just built that. That's ready to go, so that'll help the drivers as well. And then operationally, we're building a hospitality area for the same reason. It improves our marketability. So we should be able to get more sponsorship money because of it. And the other thing that we're building is a tour center because it makes money. It costs 250 grand to build it. You get 50 grand a week. So within 2 months, you're making a profit. So I think it's 2 months, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you're making a profit. So it made perfect sense to me to actually go and spend that money up front, and we'll get it back quite quickly. Now, where we are running into a little bit of trouble here is, not necessarily trouble, but where I've got to be careful, I think, is, board, obviously this is all fine for now. Finish 9th or above is a little bit tough, I've got to say. I don't know if we're going to be scoring many points this season. But the budget. So we've got a season budget of 50 million. Which we've already spent a little bit of. So we get 6 million up front and then 4 million a month. So we've got 35 million in the bank, you can see down here right now. So if we go and have a look at finances, where I've got to be a little bit careful is making sure that we don't go past the spending that 4 million. Now, right now we're projected to end the season 55, almost 56 million dollars in debt. Hopefully it's not going to come to that. But I think we'll be okay. I've just got to be very careful with what I'm spending. So bringing upgrades and things like that to the track is going to, or to the cars, I should say, it's going to be difficult to do because we're going to have to replace parts as well. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful this first season to try and get everything, get everything done. Now, sponsor plan, I did go through and sort of do the sponsorship thing as best I could. So I don't know how that's going to work out because this is a new game for me as well. So we'll see. Hopefully it's all going to work out okay for us. So that is that. So let's go and have a quick look at the track that we're doing. And it is, of course, the Bahrain... what's it called? I can't think what the track's called now. But the Bahrain track, Sakir, isn't it? So there we go. So we're not expecting any rain, as you wouldn't do. There is the track map there. So red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3 when it comes to qualifying. Sections by speed. We know that it's a bit of everything. Long straights, slow corners, fast corners. It's why they use it for testing, really, isn't it? So car attributes. We want low speed, medium speed corners and DRS. We are the worst cars on the grid in those things. So... that bodes well, doesn't it? Time considerations. It is a long pit stop, 23-second loss. But if we have a look here, the expected strategies are a 2-stop. It almost always is. And the soft tyre is a second to lap faster than the hard tyre. So you're going to make up that time, I would imagine anyway. We'll see. It might be one of these, and we can see the last few years who's won the Grand Prix here. It might be one of these where do we do a medium and hard, and then if it's not quite working, we can whack a soft on at the end. We might need to do something different if we're going to score points, but let's see how qualifying and free practice goes before we go and get too far into a race strategy. So, Stoffel Vandoorne, I mean, really, if you finish 20th or higher, because, I mean, realistically, he should beat Jack Doohan. He's a more experienced, better driver, and yeah, if you just don't finish last, Jack, that'll be fine, and we'll get a little bit of extra money for that. And does this take us into the race? It does. It's a little bit different from the old one, isn't it? So yeah, this is going to be a big test for us. There's no doubt about that. From what I've heard, a lot of people this first race weekend have found themselves getting lapped by the field. So hopefully we won't do that. But I'm going to do some free practice, and I'll see you for our first ever Aussie Villain Racing qualifying. Okay, so we've done free practice, and it has gone pretty much as expected. We're down the back. We were 21st and 22nd in FP1, FP2. It was a little bit better, in truth. It was 19th and 22nd, but last of the soft tyre runners for Doohan, so not maybe that much better. And then FP3, again, it was as expected. We were 21st and 22nd. So we're propping up the grid right now, but someone's got to do it. So let's see how qualifying goes. Now, I suspect not well, if I'm completely honest. We did get Stoffel's setup nailed. Not quite so with Mick. Now, one thing we have done, Jack. Mick's his dad. One thing we have done is we've split the tyre strategies a little bit. So Stoffel has got 2 mediums and a soft for the race. So he'll be able to push a little bit harder. And then Jack has got, he'll have 2 softs and a medium. So just to hedge our bets a little bit. So I don't suspect Q1's going to go too well, but let's go and see. And here we go. Look at that. The Aussie Villain cars rolling out on track for the first time. Stoffel, Doohan behind him. Oh, this could be terrible. Oh, that does look nice though, doesn't it? I think our car looks good on track, if I'm honest. I really like it. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so we've done 1 lap. Both these runs are on new tyres. I don't suspect we're going to get out of the session anyway, which is why I'm not too worried about burning 2 sets of softs here. We are, as expected, 21st and 22nd. We might be half a chance of getting Gasly. I think for these first races, we're pretty much... our race is Alpine... Sauber and possibly Williams. But I mean, you look at the time gaps, we're a second behind a lot of people. So Stoffel's not gone faster in the first sector. Jack has. Let's maybe jump on board with him. This might be where the lap's at. Doohan has been as quick, if not quicker, than Vandoorne so far. So I'd almost be a little bit surprised if Vandoorne out-qualifies him, in truth. Can Jack go and get himself in front of one of the Alpines, though? That's the big question. But here we go. Vandoorne about to cross the start-finish line. He has, I don't think, got any better. Jack Doohan, though, has, and out-qualifies only a 10th off Gasly. Promising that, I think. And look at that, only 2/10 off the Saubers as well. So both drivers eliminated. Unsurprisingly, I don't think anybody's shocked about that. And the starting grid, I do like that you can actually click now and see how the grid is going to line up. So it's Max and Lando on the front row. And any surprises there? Not really. But AV Racing, let's see if we can not come last and second last in our first race. So, strategy-wise, now Vandoorne, we were doing the 2 mediums. I think... We're starting at the back, aren't we? I think what I want to do is... I think I want to start on a medium. And maybe... Yeah, alright, we'll run the soft in the middle. And then go into a medium at the end. With a bit of a push. So that's not too bad. What we could potentially do here then as well is if it's looking like a one-stop could work, we could put a hard tyre on. The hard tyre is a lot slower. But maybe that becomes an option for us later on. So that's what we'll do with Stoffel and then Mick. I'm going to call him... How many times am I going to call him Mick? I think we've got to go soft, don't we? Because we've got to try and stay with them. We've got to stay in the race to start with and then see what happens at the end. So that's all of that. We'll take a bit of fuel out of the car so we can be a little bit lighter. Not that it's going to make that much of a difference. And yeah, well, let's see what we can do as we... Did that strategy just change? All right, welcome back, and let's see what this race has in store for us. Like I say, I have a horrible feeling it's going to be not much. Let's go and jump on board. We're on board with Vandoorne. Now he's on a medium, so he's just got to try and maybe hold position a little bit. Doohan is the one that maybe... He's get hit then? Maybe could do something, because he's got Gasly off the line as well, which is nice. So there's not many cars starting on a medium. But the whole point of this, of course, is that we can push a little bit harder for longer. Alright, so let's not burn through tyres too quickly. What I didn't actually check was what our driver ratings are. I don't think... I did have a quick look when I finished recording last episode, and I don't think their smoothness, which is tyre life, is I think they were both 66 or something. So neither of them are particularly... they're not tyre whisperers. Just Doohan looks up the inside and cost himself a position. Oh, we're back to last and second last. Well, that was good while it lasted, wasn't it? Can we go and get that back? Not quite yet. Oh, we've lost a lot of ground out of there. We need to try and stay on the back, don't we? I think, and we're seeing here that I think Vandoorne has already lost DRS. Yeah, maybe the double medium isn't going to quite work out. Although it should come back to him a little bit once the soft tyres start to degrade. He should be able to push harder for longer. So we'll put our faith in that. But yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see. We're hanging on to the back right now. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the pace to keep up. I mean, we're not too bad. The problem is that we're sort of doing. Let's see what's happened there. Mechanical failure for Guan Yu Zhou. We are not going to finish last. We're not going to finish last. Hey, that's a new one. That is actually new for this version of the game, isn't it? But yeah, you can see we're doing 48 8s and 5s, and they're all in the 41s. I mean, yes, they got a bit of DRS assistance, but we're just a little slow, unfortunately. But the good news, as long as we're more reliable than Zhou, we're not going to finish last. Alright, well here we go. It doesn't matter that it's a wounded car. We are about to overtake our first car. We're in the process of breaking down or not in the series. This is a big event. It's Jack Doohan. He's right behind Guan Yu Zhou. And this next DRS zone down this straight here just might be where the move happens. And I tell you what, Sargent's not a mile ahead of us either. Are we going to be able to get the move done here? Maybe not quite here. It's coming though. Just be patient. Just be patient. We're going to overtake a car. Vandoorne, it's not working out for him, this medium strategy. He's 4 seconds behind Doohan. Alright. Let's stop saving fuel. Let's just get the overtake done. Bit of DRS. Here we go. Is this the moment? This might be the moment. This might be the moment. Go on, Jack. Go on, Jack. And there it is. Textbook as you like. And we're up into 20th position. Go on, Doohan. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again.
To take a look here. Right, we're
and here it is. Guan Yu Zhou. He knows he's beaten. Beaten by a better car, a better driver, and a better livery. That's debatable.
And the overtake is made.
Alright, well, don't look now, but we're catching Sargent in front here. Now, Guan Yu Zhou maybe doesn't have a mechanical issue anymore. It may have been sorted. We certainly haven't dropped him, which is slightly concerning, and his lap times seem to have picked up again. But yeah, we're taking like half a second a lap out of as Guan Yu Zhou comes back past. But we're definitely catching Sargent, and I think whatever the problem was with Zhou may well have been sorted out, so that's disappointing. And he is flying away from us now to try and make up for lost time. But if we could stay in DRS of him, we're just dripped out of it, I think. It would have been very useful to use the DRS to get up to the back of Sargent. Now, Sargent did lock up, so I think his tyres are hurting, which is maybe explaining some of the problem. But Vandoorne is slowly, the medium tyres are slowly coming back for him, I think, a little bit. He's half a second faster than Doohan in front. So, yeah, I mean, this is where we're going to be for a couple of races until we can get some weight out of the car. But I'm got to say, I'm pleasantly surprised that we can still see the back of the field. So that's something. All right, now Guan Yu Zhou has just had a pit stop issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in this lap with Doohan and try and eliminate any chance he has of an undercut because he would have lost time in the pits. So hopefully it'll work. That'll work out for us. So let's see if it actually does or not. No idea what our pit crew is going to be like. Hopefully decent. Let's see if we get a nice clean stop. Now we should be all the way down the far end because we're the new team with no points. There we are there. Off on go. 2 points. I tell you what, better than Ferrari. If you didn't see the Forza Ferrari series. And we were a lap down. But that was always bound to happen, wasn't it? Maybe Verstappen hasn't stopped yet. But anyway, that's our first pit stop done. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be pushing on a little bit. Vandoorne is 19th. But I think everybody behind him has stopped. So we've got 4 seconds. 4.5 seconds doing ahead of Zoe now. So that's good. And Vandoorne is probably still a few laps away. So we'll come back for his stop. Oh, wait a second. Multiple cars have crashed. Doohan appears to be okay. Is this anybody out? Maybe we're going to keep moving up the field. That's both McLarens. Oh, it's like Hungary could have been. And, oh, it's Piastri sending Norris. Should have let him pass, Lando. Alright, so we're on Vandoorne's in-lap. Gasly has just got past him, which is not great, because I thought we might be able to race the Alpines a little bit. Sargent is right behind him. Oh, wait, he was right behind him. I take that back. Now he is on old tyres, of course. He's going to come out on some soft tyres here in a minute and be quite quick. Relatively speaking, by our standards, he'll be quite quick. Doohan, in terms of his lap times, is doing 140, so he's going faster than Zoe. So I think there's a few promising signs here. Like I say, what we need to do first and foremost is take the weight out of the car. If we do that, we're instantly going to be fast up. And it's 2.8. Again, we'll take that for our first couple of pit stops. And Vandoorne comes out. How far is he going to be behind Guan Yu Zhou? 6-7 seconds. But he's on soft tyres now. So we'll see if he can start cutting into that gap. And we'll have a look if we could maybe get him onto some soft tyres again to the end, perhaps. I don't think the mediums particularly worked for him there, did they? So just a bit of a brief check-in here for you. We're getting lapped right now, so our lap times are really inconsistent. The gaps go back and forth. Vandoorne has just got past Guan Yu Zhou. That came out of the blue. He's about 4 seconds back. And all of a sudden, very nicely done. He is on a medium tyre, but of course Vandoorne doesn't need to use a medium again. So very nicely done, Stoffel. Okay, so Jack Doohan is going to come in this lap and put on a medium tyre. That'll take him through to the end. Vandoorne, I think we'll run him as long as we can, and we'll put on another soft tyre to get him to the end. The medium, that idea of pushing it and being quicker for longer just didn't work. So yeah, so that's that. If we get good stops here, I mean, Guan Yu Zhou, I don't know if his car is still in the process of breaking down or not. The fact he's dropped off so much would suggest maybe it is. But the problem too is when you're getting lapped is obviously you have to keep backing off to let the leaders go through so that the gaps fluctuate really badly. So it's difficult to know exactly as Zoe is pitting this lap as well. Let's have a look. Do we get another consistent 2.5? Very nicely done. We might even get some pit stop points for that. Second fastest. That can't... Oh, Jesus Christ. Did we just hit a Aston Martin? We were very close to it if we didn't. So that's Jack going to the end now. And then Vandoorne, like I say, we'll leave him out for as long as possible. And yeah, he's actually doing quite good lap times. But again, they're so inconsistent with the getting lapped that it makes it difficult to know exactly. But I mean, I think everybody else is on mediums as well, or they're just going on to softs. So that is going to make them look maybe better lap times than they are. But yeah, like I say, this has not been a classic. But I think there are signs there that we'll get this team moving forward, hopefully by the third race in Australia, but we'll see. Alright, so we're going to bring Vandoorne in this lap. He'll go onto a soft tyre now to the end, and yeah, that should be him. And I mean, look at these fastest laps, a 32.2. I mean, our fastest lap's like a 37, I think. Yeah, 37.8. That's almost as fast as we've gone. We are so much slower. Oh, it's depressing. They're so much slower than everybody. All right. Let's see if we can get 4 consistent pit stops. You know, if we're looking at sort of positive boxes to tick, 4 decent pit stops would be a big tick, wouldn't it? Because we saw at Ferrari that is not always the case, and that's fine. I'm quite pleased with those pit stops, I've got to say. So that is a positive. We've got 2 cars that have just gone past us side by side. Vandoorne's on a soft tyre that'll get him to the end. Perfect. And yeah, I guess the question maybe is, if Saudi Arabia is expected to be something similar, do we want me to do that off camera, or do we want to come back and watch that race as well? The problem, of course, that you never know what's going to happen in a race. But I think, from the point of view of trying to make an entertaining video for you guys to watch, I mean, this has been a bit of... We're 37 seconds behind Logan Sargent right now. And if Guan Yu Zhou didn't have a mechanical problem, there'd be a decent argument to say we would be the two slowest cars on track. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe we miss Saudi, get some upgrades on the car for Melbourne. Alright, unfortunately, I missed it. I didn't come up with a replay, but Vandoorne has just got past Doohan. Yeah, the soft tyre is just so much better than the medium. I don't know what I was thinking. But Vandoorne's doing 36s, you know? Like, he's... Again, it's difficult to know because cars are getting lapped and slowing down, but... You know, Magnussen's doing a 37, Ocon a 38. Yes, I mean, tyres are different, and, you know, they're on mediums, some of them anyway. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? I don't know what it shows, but it goes to show. Doohan is, he's struggling here, and traffic has not helped him out, but Guan Yu Zhou, I think, is about to come past him. As, oh, no, he's not, because he's just locked up. Well, that's a shame. He was all over the back of him on his soft tyres, and let's hope he's put a nice big flat spot on that. And that's the last we see of him. Alright, well, we're 2 laps down, but the leaders are on to their final lap of the race. So, yeah, let's travel around on board. Vandoorne did do a 35. We had a little bit of battery, so we deployed that. We might as well do it with both cars this lap. And, yeah, that seemed to work out okay. Obviously, petrol's fine, because when you're 2 laps down, you save quite a bit. In hindsight, in future races, I could probably even take out 3 or 4 laps worth of fuel, and we'd probably still be okay if we're going to be finishing laps down. But, yeah, it looks as though it is going to be... Well, battery's done, that's fine. It's going to be a Max Verstappen win ahead of the 2 Ferraris and Perez. But yeah, well, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Like I say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, this one. But I think there's a little bit here. Yeah, I don't think it's been quite as bad as the result. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, I'll be honest. The big problem, I think, is the 38-second gap to everybody else. But that's only, what, I mean, over 57 laps, it's like not even half a second a lap, I don't think, so it's not the worst. There's room for improvement, though, I think we can all agree. So there are the top 10 and the point scorers. No real surprises in there, I don't think. If we go down and have a look, our fastest laps are 35.7 for Vandoorne, was okay-ish. Doohan a 37.2, less so. It's probably the slowest, fastest lap, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, that is what it is. Now, let's see, did we get any pit stop points out of this? That's the big question. Let's have a quick look. AV Racing, we do. We were the 5th fastest. Look at that. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to get rid of the racing and just have the AV on the logo, too. I think in this part of the game, it looks a bit silly with whatever that's supposed to need. But I'm pleased with that. You know, we're sitting 4th in the standings that really matter, the pit stop competition, and that's where we could actually get some money and do well this season, I think. So race targets, both met their race target, so that is perfect. Which does that mean we have to pay them money, though? Or did we get that money? We must have got that money. So there we go, 1 race in the bag. It is obviously not the way we would have ideally wanted it to go, but new aerodynamic testing period starts again soon, and yeah, there's stuff on the way. It's going to be, I'm really looking forward to getting properly stuck into this. So let me know in the comments, do we want to come back for Jeddah, or do we want to, I can sim that race or play it off camera, and then we can come back for Australia, where we should have, we have a look at our car development, we should have by then some new parts on the car, although maybe they'll still be being manufactured. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next race, whether it be Jeddah or Melbourne. Take care.